Sending fleets between the stars is done through the Outsystem Operations page. This can be found under the main menu by dropping down to the Fleet menu and selecting Outsystem Ops. Now this will default to the last fleet that was selected. If you want to make sure you get the correct fleet, you can use the Fleet Inventory or the Fleet Orders page. Go to the Outsystem Ops column and select a link for the fleet you want to utilize on the Outsystems Op page. On this page, you'll see the star map and the fleet breakdown as to how you're going to select the individual ships that are going to join that fleet. Within the star map, you'll note that a number of stars are either blue, yellow, or orangish in nature. The legend is at the bottom of the star map. The flashing yellow star is the current fleet location. Orangish yellow stars are unnavigable, that you need better astrogation or a different astrogation system to get to them. The blue stars are navigable, meaning that's where your fleet can get to. And if you choose an alternate astrogation method, that star will show up in red. Stars with green circles around them are ones that you own. With magenta circles around them are ones that Federation members own that are in that current piece of galactic space. You can change the view. The default is XY. You can change, because it's three-dimensional space in Dark Expanse, you can change that view to Y, Z, or XZ as to give you a different perspective on the local space. If the fleet is within a sphere of multiple astrogation systems, in other words, there's a number of different astrogation systems at different star systems, either yours or Federation members, there'll be a drop-down list here, and you'll be able to select those other astrogation systems and utilize them. This will allow you to travel through connected spheres within the galaxy. Once you've chosen that astrogation system, just click on the Change Astrogation System button, and that will change that astrogation system for you. You'll note that as we mouse over the stars, there's a pop-up of information. It will tell you the star name, the fleet ATU, which stands for Astrogation Technology Units. In other words, that star is currently 3,682 some astrogation tech units away from the current star. While they may look close, they aren't because of three-dimensional space. So the fleet ATU is showing us how many tech units we would need to be able to get to that star. Because sometimes the fleet is at a different star using a different astrogation unit, the astrogation ATU is shown to show you how far that star is away from the astrogation star. Since in this case we're showing you a beginning system, the two are the same because the fleet is at the same astrogation star that's being used. In this case, we see that this star is within our navigation range and that we can get to it, and we also note that it has 2 planets. And all the stars have a unique XYZ location, which is shown below. If you click on a star, this will pop up the Star Notes interface. In this interface will be listed over time recon reports, combat reports, other dispatches that are associated with that star. These can be filtered down below. In addition, you can tag some information to that star and share it with your Federation, or share it with just yourself. For example, if I choose Commander's Brief and I want to compose it, so I've made myself a note that basically says I want to make sure that I explore this star. And we can see that up above now I have one star note here for me, or I can put that out there for the Federation as mentioned earlier. Whichever one is selected can be deleted with the delete button, and the little X button is a close button. In addition to this little X button, you can also hit escape. That will close this Star Notes interface. If you want to choose your destination star, you can click on it and that will set the destination star for you. The other way to set your destination star is by pulling from the drop-down list of stars underneath the fleet selection interface. On the fleet interface, if you choose the fleet name or the fleet ID up above, that link will take you to the fleet details page. If you choose select all, that will select the entire fleet and load it into the assignment column. The other way to choose an assignment would be to use the slider bar to pick how many ships you want to assign to the new fleet. Or if you choose select all, you can also then deselect them, or you can type in a number, whichever you prefer, to pick which ships or how many ships you want to go to on that assignment. If you have more than one fleet at this location, you may have to pick the fleet from which you're pulling ships, and you're going to want to select which mission you're going to send it on. Recon fleets will go to that star and return with a report of how many fleets are at that star. It will go there and return, and it will also tell you if there's any debris and how much debris is floating in space around that star. Recon planets will go there, and you will get a report back about the planets in that system and what the current infrastructure looks like and defenses. And again, like the recon fleets, it will go there and automatically return. Expedition is when you want that fleet to go to that particular star and not return. Additional information on mission types is covered, and this entire interface is covered under the online manual within the menu called Operations, and in particularly the page called Fleet Operations. Commitment level is set as part of your automatic retreat options. If your fleet survives more than one round of combat and takes more than 25% damage on a light commitment, it will then return to where it came from. Medium is 50%, heavy is 75%, and total means it'll be a fight to the death. Detached commands means that when a fleet arrives, it will not merge with any other fleets or at that location. It will keep the two fleets separate even though they're co-located. Task groups are used to support coordinated attacks or coordinated operations. Task groups will be covered in another tutorial and placed in the online manual at a later date. Once you have everything completed, you can execute the operation, and this will launch the fleet. If you do not have everything set correctly, the page will reload and you may need to reassign the fleet. If you wish to recon your own star, for example, you can click on your own star, which is a good thing to do early on in a game to see what other planets you have. Choose the Recon Planets mission, the number of ships you want it to go on that recon, and then just execute operation. You'll note that after I executed the operation, that the one recon ship has left to go on that operation to recon my home system. And if I go up under Fleet Orders, you can see that I have a new fleet that was generated, and that you can see that the in-systems op and out-systems ops links are no longer available because the fleet is in transit. It is currently going to arrive there in 21 minutes and some seconds. You can see that the new mission statement is that it's reconning the planets at star F4372. The commitment is light. And I have a recall fleet button. This will be available for the next 10 minutes if I wish to cancel this operation. If I do so, the fleet will not instantly return, but it will travel back out. So in other words, if it's traveled 9 minutes out and I recall the fleet, it'll take 9 minutes to return. If you send a fleet on an expedition mission and you select the OutSystem Ops page for that fleet, and it's in another star without an astrogation system, the default is it'll select the astrogation system for that star. And if you have no planets there at that star, it may appear that you can't get your fleet back home again. So what you may need to do is go in, find your home astrogation system, and change the astrogation system.